welcome to episode 18 of the Amb Ant Podcast. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Amber.
And today we are talking about Kaguya Sama wa Kokuretsai Tensei Tachi no Renai Zunosen.
I see that you're trying to make this a tradition.
It's a thing now.
No. Anyways, it should be Kaguya Sama wa Kokurasetai Tensei Tachi no Renai Zunosen. Otherwise known as Kaguya Sama.
I liked mine better.
Yes, I like yours better too.
Thanks. Please like, comment, and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm for more podcast reviews like these.
Indeed. So, what is this about?
This one is about two school kids, Kaguya and Shirogane, looking to... I guess Kaguya and Miyuki, so it's first names.
Well, or like Shinomiya and Shirogane, because they both only talk to each other in like last name terms right now.
Right, so right now.
I don't know.
Yeah. Shinomiya and Shirogane kind of talk to each other and try to make the other person confess first. It's kind of like a love is war type thing, which is...
The title
of the anime.
Yes.
They're kind of in a war to make each other do what they want first.
Yeah, so basically it's clear that they like each other.
It's pretty clear.
Yeah, but then they kind of know that the other person likes them too. Like, yeah, but then it's just like, oh god,
right.
If I were to confess, I'll lose.
Yeah, so in the first, I think, episode, they kind of explained that the person who confesses first loses all leverage in a relationship because they were the ones who said they wanted to be in the relationship in the first place. So then therefore they lose all power and they don't want to do that.
So yeah, what do you think about this philosophy?
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely in any, business negotiation, the person that has more options and is more willing to walk away first is always going to win. Or come out ahead. Logically, I think it makes sense. It's pretty cool, seeing it applied to anime and relationship setting, though.
Well, yeah, and in a way, I feel like this is very just realistic because I feel like whenever I talk about whoever I like and whatever to my mom, she would always tell me to not confess and just wait. As a girl, you should always wait, kind of thing. And then it's but then I want to say it. But yeah, for the power dynamic, kind of to feel like I'm the person being sought after, I want to make the other person say it.
Yeah, it seems...
It's very Asian.
Yeah,
almost.
Very traditional, I was going to say. It's just, you want to make sure that you're kind of playing to your, I guess, ideal, or traditional gender roles, sort of. The girls kind of are more modest and kind of wait for it to happen. Accept or, they have the decision of accepting or declining after it happens, but they don't really have the proactive choice, which is a little... has its pros and cons, but...
it's a little problematic.
It is, yeah. I would say mostly cons because you're not the one initiating. You're just getting initiated on, right? So then, sometimes you get, sent... I don't know, from pretty early on, you might get unsolicited attention. You might get, I don't know, dick pics or anything like that. I know it feels weird to say, but, you're not in the proactive role, which means that you can't control... you only have two decisions, which is, say yes or say no, and... not having the proactive role is kind of a problem.
Agreed. But yeah, then, the dude is also kind of, doing the same thing in this situation because, Shinomiya is a lot more, I guess, higher in social status.
Right.
And then if he were to seem like he is kind of, chasing after her, it's kind of, because of the familial social status thing, it's he will lose face if he were to do that. So then he wants to kind of have pride in a way. So then he cannot be in the position of like, you know, kind of like pursuing her, and it's like, yeah.
Right, like he wants to keep his pride, he wants to keep leverage in the relationship, so he can't really pursue her first, and that's a little like it's pretty realistic. I'm surprised at the creativity of this show, because generally, like, I remember previous like slice of life rom-coms, and then they're like, I'm just thinking like Maid Sama, the obvious like comparison, just other ones I don't think were done as over the top. Like there's some comedies where it's done very, very over the top. I guess To Love Ru or something like that. You know, it's like it's done very, very over the top, and then it kind of plays into that psychological element of like how you want to make the other person confess so that you have, I guess, more leverage going forward.
Oh yeah, like this is just like very over the top, very extreme, but at the same time very relatable.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, oh my god, I feel Shinomiya too much. Because like especially like the tsundere archetype, like I feel like this is just done so well. Like it's not just like she's just being like difficult just because kind of thing. It's like she still shows that she's really cute, and then she still like shows her like vulnerability, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I think like maybe in episode like 5 or 6 of season 1, they showed Ishigami, the other character as well. Like they slowly start to introduce more characters, right? So at first it's literally just Kaguya, Fujiwara. I meant Shinomiya, Fujiwara, and Shirogane kind of just talking in the student council room. We didn't even know that there was a treasurer, or like there's a, you know, like Shirogane has a sister or anything like that. We don't know that yet. And like maybe it seems like they're slowly introducing more and more characters as the show progresses. But currently it seems like, at least in season 1, which we're on, it seems like it's just a really fun slice of life psychological rom-com.
Yeah, but then like I hear people saying that it's not just like a slice of life kind of thing.
It's not
they
a slice
call
of
it
life.
well, like some people call it like battle anime.
Oh, okay.
Because it's kind of like they are constantly like in this like kind of like tense situation where like the power is always like shifting between the two people, and
Right.
I see where like that saying comes from, but
I
at
was
the same
just-
time I'm like, oh yeah.
I guess I was just saying slice of life, and that like currently it's not really.
I agree. I
it's-
agree that it's a slice of life.
Yeah,
but
at least
then-
in season 1, like it just seems like things didn't really go
Progress.
go anywhere. So like it's just kind of they're just showing daily life, and then like in the end, nobody confessed or anything like that. They're kind of just like milking it.
Oh, yeah.
As of right now, right? So season 1.
Yes.
But yeah,
As a manga reader, I know what happens.
yeah, no, it's true.
Oh god, I feel like because like I read the manga because I'm impatient, and now I just like spoil myself. But yeah, like because of the nature of the story, I feel like this is not a bingeable show.
Right.
And also, like, if you were to read the manga, like, every story is almost, like, very short and self-contained. So, sometimes in one anime episode, they kind of, like, divide it into, like, small stories kind of thing. And then I feel like it's just, when you try to binge multiple episodes of this, sometimes it gets to be kind of repetitive or just, like, boring. Like,
right. I kind of felt, this wasn't taken, I guess, like, we didn't watch everything in one go. It was kind of split up until, like, multiple.
Yeah, we tried to binge
Yeah, we
it.
tried to, but...
Yeah, and then it didn't really work.
Yeah, I kind of got bored because things kind of mesh together. So you kind of, it's like a good, maybe once a week type thing. You kind of just watch it once. You kind of like...
I feel
take
like
it all in.
it's perfect for like a once a week type thing, especially like this is how anime is kind of quote unquote supposed to be watched.
Right.
But then I do feel like in a lot of like actual like shonen kind of like the battle series, it's really annoying to like wait a whole week.
Right, yeah. So yeah, I can clearly, think of a lot of examples where like fights take multiple episodes, so you're just left
and
hanging.
they're just like dying. I'm just like, you need to know, and then you have to read the manga.
So you have to read the manga or light novel, and then at that point you just kind of binge the entire thing. Then you're done with the show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, this is just like, again, it's perfect for its medium. But yeah, like, I do think that, in a way, right now, there isn't much depth to it yet, I want to say. But then I do think it is kind of, like, and then, like, some parts of it is very unrealistic, because, like, oh my god, like, Shinomiya is so rich. And then, like, her family holds too much power in the, like, country that they live in, basically, in Japan. Yeah, and then it's just, that is kind of over the top, but like the human kind of condition, if you will, the kind of like stress being in love, and also just like to perform as like a good student. Oh my god, that one episode about just like finals week, I feel that to my core.
Yeah, everyone's trying to be like, oh, don't study, don't need to, like, don't try that hard, and then when secretly they're just trying really, really hard.
Yeah, and then it's just like, it's so similar to our high school when like people will basically not talk about it before the test, and like on the day of the test in the morning, it's like, oh my god, I totally didn't study enough for this. And then it's just like,
oh, and then they end up acing it anyway.
Yeah, and then you know that they fucking like
they went hard,
pulled an all-nighter or something. Like
100%.
Which is what I did.
I know people like that.
No, I did that too.
Oh, you're crazy.
Like for fucking like AP art history. Okay, the thing about me is that I don't care about every subject, but AP art history was one of the subjects that I was like, I went real hard at. I would just not sleep before like a unit test. It was great. I love art history. You were the opposite.
Yeah, I'm just I don't relate.
The Ishigami.
Yeah, I was Ishigami. I was just like, it's time to play Stardew. Right before the finals.
Yeah, like he was like, oh, I purchased a new game right before the test.
That's so accurate, actually. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's so accurate. Like, I don't even know how they like put that in. But
exactly. Like, that's why I just feel like this. You can tell how much attention to detail the author put into the show.
Or they just lived it.
Yeah. And then, like, it's not like... Because I feel like when I try to write something, like, creatively, I usually just, like, write me. Like, all the characters are, like, kind of like me.
Yeah, exactly. So Shinomiya is kind of you. And then, like... Ishigami, kind of me. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, but then you just can tell, like, the author, like, paid attention to, like, all sorts of, like, real, like, student struggles.
Seems like it.
Yeah, and I really like that.
No, it's definitely good. What do you think of like, the 3 little clips? Like, in every single episode, there's, like, 3 scenes, I guess, of, like, 3 topics, right? So either they're going to the beach, or maybe, like, someone's searching for part-time work, or, like... The 3 bite size, like, in every single episode. So they're kind of like splitting up a 25-minute episode into like 3 parts. Yeah. So like each episode getting like 8 minutes or so, a little bit less.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's common for comedy anime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For even Psychic Soul, right?
Yeah, that's true.
They did that. And then for Way of the House Husband, they also did that.
So, what do you think they do that? Or is there already...
Again, it's because usually 3 chapters of manga become 1 episode of anime.
Oh.
And then for a lot of comedy, like manga, they don't try to write a huge story, like a story arc, like shonen and whatever. They try to do like self-contained chapters. So then like if you were to read this magazine, right? And then you're new to this magazine and you just started reading this 1 chapter, you will get a full story. Like that's what they usually do for comedy, because like comedy is kind of like bite-sized. Like, oh, this is so funny. And then it ends super fast. So then that's why this is like the way it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I never
really, it is very different.
Yeah, I never really considered that, because I remember watching like Psychic and like the rest, Way of the House Husband, of course. And I was just like, it's like really short.
Yeah, it's for almost all comedy anime.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
it is like a different format. But then like I do think like for Kaguya Sama, especially when they delve deeper into like trauma, basically.
Trauma.
They do like their past and whatever, like not just them, the main characters, but like almost like everyone, I want to say except for Fujiwara. And then like delve into that, and then like, oh, to confess or not confess, or like going to school because
is this,
like they're
like in the manga, or is
in the
this...
manga.
Oh, okay. Because I don't think I saw too much
Exactly.
trauma yet.
Yeah, like I just feel like as it goes deeper into the, I guess, like drama part of the story and not just like the lighthearted comedy, I feel like it does kind of become more of like traditional anime when it's like one episode doesn't really fully cover a story. Even
Right.
like it's not even just like, oh, one episode is 3 stories. It doesn't even cover one like thing. So then like, again, when it's more story heavy, it goes more towards like the other format.
Right, the one episode per like plot point.
Yeah. And then like when it's more just like comedy heavy, it's just like divided into smaller pieces.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I think generally Kaguya-sama was I think it's like I mean, to me, like, I felt like it was a slice of life type comedy that like wasn't really too serious, but I guess they might have gone
it's
more
not
serious
really
later on.
Serious yet, but then I do think like it's interesting how much like people focus on like the psychological, like, I guess, element of it, because like it is just a lot of like, thinking, internal battles back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do think it is. Oh god, I don't want to say a super slice of life because like I feel like back in the day, like there were so many actual slice of life when nothing happens and like not even like comedy happens.
Exactly.
It's kind of just like, oh, the small like sparks.
Well, yeah, I can just think of like To Love Ru, right? There was like at least 1,000 chapters where nothing happened. It was like crazy, man. Manga chapters, right? So in that, like, you just see a lot of ecchi stuff, and then you see a lot of just funny stuff, and then it's just amazing.
And I want to say, like, I kind of really like how the ecchi is done subtly in this.
Right.
It's like they would kind of say it, but then don't say it exactly.
Right.
And then it's like, oh yeah, she wants to be touched, like when she was having a fever and whatever.
Yeah.
And then like when like Ishigami was like, she probably rubbed herself, and then it's like it just ends there.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that because sometimes when the ecchi is like too, I guess, flamboyant, if you will.
Becomes hentai.
Yeah, and then also it just makes me feel like, oh, this is like male, like targeted like service kind of, and I'm just like, oh, that makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. Even like the female targeted service, like when we see like Free, like all the like naked men just looking like beautiful, like it's just like too much. But then like this is just like, I feel like it's done in the level of just like, if you get it, you get it, but if you don't get it, you can just ignore it and then just like move on. And
right.
I feel like it's very accessible.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of, I mean, I'm down for both, of course. You know, anything
Well,
ecchi.
you're a dude, Mike.
Of course. I did notice that this one was actually rated very high on my anime list, and all that. It's like one of the best, I guess, even perhaps of all time. It seems like by the rating, it's like what number? What?
What is it? I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty high. It's like number 13 right now.
Yeah, season 2 I think is number 13. And I also saw like on the Chinese, like I guess like anime / like TV show thing, like season 2 especially is rated so high.
Right.
Like I mean, like both seasons were 9 point something out of 10.
Yeah, so China really likes it.
Yeah, but like season 2 was like 9.4, which is like very high for that website.
I'm just kind of surprised because this one came out of nowhere.
I want to say, like, I see a huge kind of direction towards just like more slice of life-y stuff.
Same with Spice Fly Family, right?
Yes, exactly. Right now it's like freaking number 2. I'm so surprised myself.
Yeah, as of May.
I don't know if it'll like drop or not. Personally, and like for both of these, I read the manga, and then like when I read to the newest chapter, so it's definitely like interesting enough for me to like keep on going.
Right.
But then both were not interesting enough to keep me like going back after I finished, till that point.
Right.
And then I feel like maybe I'm just like old. I just like old traditional. It's not just old, but like old style kind of like traditional like fighting kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's like when I was even reading Kimetsu no Yaiba, which I don't like Kimetsu no Yaiba that much, that.
Yeah.
But then, like, when they were in the battle with Muzan and whatever, or, like, with the Upper Moon, like, I just had to read it every week.
Yeah, you had to continue. For this one, it just seems like you can drop and come back whenever you want. Yeah. There's no pressure to, like, kind of continue on. Maybe that's why it's rated so high.
Honestly, maybe.
Maybe that's, like, because the thing is, like, you don't feel the pressure. You don't feel... Because honestly, like, when I was writing and stuff like that, I literally had people, like, I think give me lower reviews because they were waiting for the next chapter too long, right? So they were like... They were like, wait, I'm so angry that I have to wait. Here we go. I have to punish you for making me wait. And then they just, like, give...
It's true.
Yeah, they drop a couple of bad reviews because like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it's having such high reviews. It's because, like, nobody is dropping low reviews because nobody feels the pressure to, like, continue on the next cliffhanger.
I agree.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
I agree. And I do think, like, the anime, like, viewer demographic has shifted since then. Like, I feel like it was a lot more geeky back in the day, and then it was, like, almost a lifestyle. I remember, like...
Right.
Every time, like, the translated manga scans come out, I would get so excited to just, like, rush back home to read it, and then everyone just, like, saw me as a little like, geek, basically.
Yeah, that was only middle school and high school, right? Because, like, I remember that, too, a little bit for some of the stuff I was reading. Just you gotta catch the latest chapter.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like every week, I was just a crazy one. But then like I felt like that was kind of like really geeky in that way. But then like now, like anime is so normalized, and then like I didn't really say this, but then like the normie viewers don't really adapt to like the lifestyle of like just having to read every day, every week. Like I remember when I was really into it, it's like I had to read manga every single day, even if it's just like rereading old chapters. I had to get my like manga fix. It was an addiction, like truly. But like I feel like now it's not like that anymore.
Yeah,
that's why stories like these, it's like very accessible, very like you can stop and start anytime. Yeah, like it's just easy for people to catch on.
Yeah, maybe it's just a little bit because the player base, or I mean, it's even like for games, right? The player base is aging. For anime, the viewer base is aging. So like maybe you just have people who cannot really commit like their lives to like, I guess, reading the latest chapter or like trying to find every bit of information. You kind of appreciate like not being pressured to like maybe do certain things because you're already pressured so much in real life, so you might not want more of that.
That's so true.
But yeah, like maybe that's explains somewhat the rise of like Kaguya and Spy X Family to the top of the rankings over shit like it's even topping stuff like Code Geass and like just some of the old names that are pretty classic.
And it's just like all of the really like dramatic, like story focused things. Like, oh my god, I really want, because we're looking at the anime ranking
we're currently on the
I'm just like
page.
looking at like Shingeki no Kyojin and like Monster. Like they're very different in like time, but then like Monster is something I've always want to get into. But like knowing that it is very story based and it's like 74 episodes. And so, like, for me to be invested in the story, I kind of have to binge it. Like, I put it off for years.
Yeah, there's not enough time.
Yeah, I keep on, like, again, I feel like I've been, like, saying I want to watch Monster for a decade, and I'm not even kidding. But then I just, like, can't bring myself to do it, because I'm just like, no.
Yeah, that's part of why I can't, like, catch up on One Piece or stuff like that. It's just, like, so hard to get back on at this point, because... of all the other stuff going on.
And like for me, even like Shingeki no Kyojin, it's kind of like every time I want to watch the newer stuff, I feel like, like we tried to watch season 4. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I also didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I need to like go back to at least like season 2 to start it again, so then I kind of like know these characters.
Right.
And,
the
like,
issue here being that like we both like we binged all of like season 1, season 2, like back in the past, and like also the manga as well, read up to the most recent at the time. and we still don't know what's going on. Like
Yeah.
we still like, and then of course like even like what spoilers and whatnot.
Yeah, I
like,
read the last chapter.
Yeah,
and
and
then
we know,
I
like-
read here and there the last few chapters actually.
yeah, like despite having all this knowledge on the manga and all that, like we still have no idea like when you go to like a random anime
Yeah,
episode.
so it's like, it's a lot to ask for the audience. It's like for like Kaguya Sama or Spy Family, it's like if I were to just like start episode 6 right now and then having no prior knowledge, I would still think it's funny.
Yeah, it would still be, good as is.
Yeah, and then but then like if I were to watch like I don't know, even episode 6 of like season 1 of Shingeki no Kyojin, I would like be so confused. Like, what is going on? It will be in the middle of some drama, and that's just like then I have to like go
like,
from episode 1.
The plot would be already so tangled, and like you don't understand. Like maybe you're missing something, and like you can't like also like sometimes you can't really pay attention every second of every every like frame to like everything. So then you kind of like veer off, and like once you miss a couple things, you're just like whatever. It's like not worth getting back in, not worth rewinding, rewatching, like restudying. Like it's just
because I remember like when I was reading the manga of oh my god, the thing that we're doing right now, Kaguya Sama.
Right.
When I was reading the manga, some of the like more like comedy centric chapters, I would just like read a few pages and skip because I would know that it is not really important to the plot. So then I'm just like, oh yeah, it's funny, but like I want to get to like the, the good stuff, which I won't say what it is.
sure.
And then it's like, oh, I'll just be very comfortable skipping it rather than like if it's for like Shingeki no Kyojin, I would not be comfortable skipping it because like
you have to sit
some
through that.
like big like key moments might be in there or like some clue, and I just cannot skip it and feel like, oh, this is fine and safe and I would still understand it next chapter. No.
Yeah, I think in some ways like this is how these random like slice of life like dark horses have like risen to the top of the ranks like these days, because like in the past you kind of had to be very well established from the beginning. Like you just play your cards right, you just kind of build up a really great story, great plot, like in like very fleshed out characters, and like you just develop them throughout. Like One Piece, I would not be comfortable with just starting from Wano right now because like I would just not know what the hell is going on. So like I can't really do that. But like you run into the issue of like losing your viewer base from like people who have read up to the current chapter and dropped it because it's it was ended for you there at the current chapter. You come back to it later and you're not sure which chapter you're on. That's a big one. And then you're also not sure what happened in the previous chapters. And you don't really want to read it from the beginning again because that's so much time commitment. So I guess based on, what we kind of wrapped up from before, it's like, this is exactly why it's popular.
Yeah, but like I do want to say that compared to older slice of life anime / manga, I do think like Spy X Family and Kaguya Sama is superior.
Yeah, they've done more work there.
Yeah, and like the character writing is a lot more just like relatable. It's not just like quirky for quirky's sake. I remember just like reading so much like random slice of life things. It's like,
Yeah, same.
huh?
Same.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, it's fun to watch, but then nothing like hit me as hard as like, looking at them like doing like finals week, and I'm just like, oh my god, I remember the people around me saying the same things.
Yeah.
Or just like relating to Kaguya's feelings towards like Miyuki. And it's like, even though like we are in a relationship, like in them, they're not really like established in a relationship yet, but then like a lot of the like mental struggle of like, oh, wanting attention, but like, oh, not knowing how to get it, and like, oh, should I do this? Or like, it's just like so relatable. And I do want to say that the slice of life quality has like risen in the past like 5 years.
Yeah, I remember the only kind of slice of life anime that kind of touched me back then, amongst all of them, was kind of, there was one, Kimi no Irumachi. I don't know if you know that one, but yeah, that one was good. It was about like, I guess I think what does it translate to? Like that Kimi no Irumachi.
It's the town that you were in.
Yeah, the
like,
town that she lived in,
yeah.
basically. So like, yeah, that one was great. I think I remember that English translation as well, way back. Yeah, Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. Like amongst like the tens that I read, like this one I probably will remember. I'm not entirely sure. Spy X Family probably will as well. It's just like the entertainment value is like way more since you like can relate to it way more.
Yeah,
So
but then
like,
I want to say that it's not that memorable because it's not story based.
okay.
And it's like, yeah, like it's interesting and the story of it is still pretty predictable.
Are you saying that like these will fade?
Oh my god.
Because Kaguya is on his third, you know?
I know.
So I don't know if that, you know, there's just more and more of it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe I'm just old, so I can't, like, predict the trajectory of, like,
nobody really can, right? But, you know, I don't know if Kaguya faded. We're on season 1.
It hasn't faded.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so popular.
Yeah, it's going crazy. Spy Family?
It is going crazy.
It's going crazy.
But then there are only, like, what, 5 episodes out right now? Yeah. So it's like, it's too early to say anything, but right. I don't know, like, in a decade, if it's still that, I guess, important, relevant.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but then I still it's just personally I like story-focused
right,
things
no, same. That's why it took so long to, like, finish this, even season 1.
It gets boring, I have to say. Yeah. Like, I don't think this is, like, something that can maintain like my attention for too long.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like I feel like it might be good for the short attention spans because you just do one episode, and like even that episode you can pause it like 1/3 of the way through and get like a nice story out of it. It's it's fun, and then you go do something else because it's like
this is like so like adapted for like the modern kind of viewership.
It just feels like so modern because like you just watch something fun for about like 8 minutes, like not even 8 minutes, and then you just go do something else, like, or you could just watch it like you know, while you're exercising or like while you're doing something else, you know. It's like
honestly, like I would sometimes I would want to work out and watch something on the side, and I cannot do like Attack on Titan.
You can't do something serious. You can't do something like insane because
it's like I feel like I'm not like focusing on my workout, or I'm not focusing on the story. Even like One Piece, because like sometimes I'm very emotionally involved, and then also I just feel like I can't focus on it. But then this is just like, it's fun.
Yeah, you can definitely do something else. You can multitask. That's kind of why I also watched dubbed.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, so I like
I've heard actually a lot of people praising the dub for Kaguya Sama, I think.
Oh really?
But I can't do dub, period.
Dub is great sometimes because you're just doing a lot of other work right on the side, so then you can't really pay attention fully.
I don't know why I just cannot do dub. Like it's just so even more over the top and just awkward sounding.
Oh yeah, no,
it's cringe.
No, it's great.
No, it's cringe. It's real cringe.
It's definitely real great cringe. How about that? So I mean, what do you rate Kaguya?
Okay. We haven't finished season 1 yet.
We're close.
Well, yeah, we're very close. And then personally, I read the manga to like even past season 2. I don't know if season 3 is going to cover. Apparently, season 3, according to the reviews I saw, it's not going in the same like rate as the manga. It's going like kind of to the, how would I even explain it? Like the kind of like spin-off stories of it, and then that's very strange, and that's why like it has like lower ratings than the previous seasons. But we're disregarding that. I would give it as a slice of life, like kind of like campus thing, I would give it a 9. But personally, for personal enjoyment, I would give it a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I think for Slice of Life, it definitely deserves a higher score. I'll just give it 1 total score, though. I'll give it like a 7 as well. Maybe like 6.5. Because like, I generally don't watch Slice of Life, but this one
same.
is.
I can't
this
do
one
Slice
is.
of Life.
Yeah, this one's at least edible.
Yeah, and like to me again, because like when I read the manga, I just like skipped over a lot of like, I guess non-relevant, like non-plot relevant things, and then I liked the plot somewhat. It was just like more traditional like shoujo kind of like romance things, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, I just definitely the humor doesn't really entice me too much. I just find it interesting how like this is insanely popular, and like
the humor, it hits or it misses sometimes, right? But then like to me it's just like I really like Shinomiya because I just feel like my heart I find myself in her.
No, definitely. Like while we were even watching it, I was finding myself laughing like out loud a lot. Right? It's just like lol. You know, that's really good.
Yeah.
They just like encapsulated that perfectly, and then like you just kind of live vicariously through these characters.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's not like you're laughing because it's funny, like the humor is written well. Sometimes it's just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
it's
they got you.
Yeah, like,
they just got you. Like,
yeah, it's so accurate.
They called you out, and you feel personally attacked.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I like that.
I mean, that being said, is that about it?
That is about it for now.
Yeah, I mean, the rise of slice of life anime.
Indeed.
Cool. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.